Chelsea 2, Servette 0 in the Europa Conference League qualifier. Stonewall penalty, absolutely deserved. I saw people online talking about how it wasn't a penalty. It was 100%, and Kunku was fouled. He dispatched his penalty excellently. I thought it was good build-up play, a wonderful, well-weighted ball from Enzo Fernandez to set up Noni Mudkryk, who buried his opportunity and gave Chelsea the 2-0 lead. They go to Switzerland next week against Servette with a really good advantage to get themselves into Europe. However, I know some Chelsea fans are going to call me out. I know some Chelsea fans are going to say I've got an agenda. I know there's going to be some Chelsea fans that say I'm hating on them. They won 2-0 because they had a squad that was so much better individually, talent-wise, than Servette. Is that even how you say the name, Servette? I don't know any of their players, but that was poor from Chelsea. The play from Chelsea was horrendous. How Servette didn't score is beyond me. The gilt-edged chances, the openings, the poor passing out from the back from Chelsea, the amount of times, didn't matter whether it was before or after the subs, Chelsea gave away possession in the middle. Wolverhampton Wanderers are licking their lips. Legitimately, they are licking their lips. If Chelsea are at this level, by any standard, on Sunday, they could get torn limb from limb. No doubt about it whatsoever. And I know it's early days under Mudkryk. There is a long way to go. The style of play is going to take time. But Chelsea looked poor tonight. They looked really poor. And they got their win. And that's very, very important indeed. But so many of the holes and all the problems we saw on pre-season were back in abundance. And I didn't even think it improved dramatically when the likes of Enzo Fernandez and Cole Palmer came onto the football pitch. There just seems to be a disconnect. Now, where I will defend Chelsea slightly is that Servette are well into their season, so their fitness levels will be higher. But I don't think there's a Chelsea fan worth their salt who is not frustrated and annoyed by the performance levels tonight, because that wasn't very good at all. And thank God, from your perspective, that Servette didn't score late and you got that second goal. Because if you play like that away from home, normally team, they'll have their fans behind them. There'll be an atmosphere. Who knows? And the last thing Chelsea need is to be knocked out of Europe at this stage. But it overall was poor. Gav here said we were way off being ready before the season started with our poor preseason schedule. Still believe that. And I agree with you. And the thing is, I actually wanted you to be good tonight because I get a lot of stick at the moment. I'm not nice enough about Chelsea. I'm too disrespectful to Chelsea. I was watching the game. I was watching it on Chelsea's own channel. Even they, like Man United's channel's the same. They're very biased. Even by the way they were talking, I'm going to basically paraphrase their 90-minute commentary into like one sentence. Fucking hell, weren't we lucky? That's basically what I heard from the Chelsea commentators. It was like, oh my God, what are we doing? I'm going to say this, Badiashile, bum. How is Badiashile playing and Chalobah is not? It makes no sense to me. Mihailo Mudkryk, get out. He's got to leave the football club. He is horrendous. Horrendous beyond belief. The one player I'm not going to go in on is Mark Guiu. Yes, it was a horrendous miss. But he's young. It's happened to the best of them. I don't think Chelsea fans should go in on him per se. But big improvements needed before Sunday's game. I'm just saying it. There needs to be. Too slow at moving the ball. Fred, I agree with you, brother. I tweeted that about halfway through the first half. Chelsea, good in possession, but then just slow and lethargic and no real impetus. And they had a nice spell before they got that penalty and a little bit afterwards. But then the subs happened and they scored their second goal and they just fell off again. And performance levels matter when you're at the beginning of these rebuilds. They really, really do. CB is here with me this evening. How are you, mate?
How you doing? Good evening. How you doing, my bro?
Yeah, I'm good. What did you make? What did you personally make of Chelsea tonight?
I'll do first half thoughts Second half thoughts. I'm feeling positive now the game's finished, but going into half time, I was feeling.
Bruv, your connection really it might be better now. Go on, speak for us now for us. That might be better now. It was really off. It looks like it's better now.
Can you hear me?
There we go. Yeah, it's perfect now.
Yeah, I was saying, first half thoughts, I was fuming. I'm not gonna lie. Now the game's finished, seeing the 2 goals, we got open play goals, which I was worried about. I'm feeling a bit positive. Obviously, you got to remember the competition. Going into the game, I looked at the team sheet. I know it wasn't our strongest squad, but I understand this is the games that the players actually need to develop. The Vegas, the KDHs into the system, Mudkryk, of course, Gui. It was our way of seeing them as well at the same time. So interested. I'm looking at the competition. I'm thinking they can sweep them off the rub. This should essentially be our Carabao Cup team in the early stages in the winter before we get to the semi-finals and so forth. Standard. So I'm looking at them. Gui. I'll start with the positives actually. Vega's very tidy on the ball. I can't lie. I'm a very big Chilwell supporter. I do believe Chilwell is good enough to be in the team, but seeing how tidy he was on the ball with him from midfield, like he was essentially playing the way the Maresca system works. I can't believe I'm even talking like this these days, but yeah, they've sucked me in. But literally, yeah. So the way the system works. Vega's can play in a back three as a left back and in the midfield at the same time at a very high level. I'm looking at it. He didn't make some mistakes. He's sweeping up the ball well. He's doing everything. At the end of the game, I saw him in a pivot. So that's a positive for sure. KDH as an attacking midfielder, I do see what they mean about he's a bit tidy on the ball, but he does lose the ball a lot. It's kind of confusing for me when he's the guy that's made to teach everyone the system, but he's messing things up. When he goes then off the ball in transition, he's not as quick as Gallagher it was in terms of getting back off ball. So I'm looking at him like, did we really improve on Gallagher, or did we just make a sideways move for a cheaper alternative, essentially? Negatives. In Nkunku in the first half, I was worried. I'm thinking, I still haven't seen enough. I know he scored a penalty, but he had a very tough injury. He was out for a minute. Obviously, there is Bundesliga tax. We did buy him from the same club we bought Werner from. So there was already skepticism coming into this. He got injured twice. Fair enough, he did score a few consolation goals. His last 2 games haven't been impressive. He improved a bit in the second half. Credit where it's due. Pedro Neto, fantastic. I can't lie, I'm very moved. He looked both flanks. He can shoot. He's creating chances, doing stuff going forward. Mark Gui, he's not better than Jackson. I actually want to speak to Don. I'm waiting for that. I'm very calm today because everything I've been saying has actually happened. The only thing that surprised me was Vega. But I'm seeing the players as well. It was a bit tense in terms of the atmosphere, though. I think obviously we know the atmosphere stuff in Man City. It's a very weird environment because us as the fans are basically fed up of the project, the ownership. We want them to speak. The Chelsea fans trust them. We've been asking them. Nothing's happened. They've sacked Pochettino. People are actually coming to like for what people feel like is a backwards move. We're yet to see. So the atmosphere is tense. But then these are a lot of new players that are coming in, and it's like they feel that it's tense. If I mess up, I don't know what to do. Like you see it with Mudkryk, like that situation there. In my opinion, I think he needs to go on loan. And I was saying that to Don when he first was going back and forth about it, because I'm saying he's a 6 million academy striker. He didn't make it at Barcelona. Fair enough, he scored a goal there, but you're coming here where it's make or break. It's not the best environment for you're going to kill your development. Like I feel like we've killed the Casa days and not development anyway. So that's why I would say bring a striker. Mudkryk, cancel that experiment. Enough's enough. I'm looking at the Sterling situation and I'm thinking, how have you guys watched 90 minutes of that? And you're telling me Sterling needs to go. He's the problem in that side in terms of ability. We know it's the wages situation. I do feel like Maresca, when they were briefing the managers, everyone forgets that they were saying no to specific managers based on the fact they didn't agree. This is the same issue that we too, but that's why the Zerbi didn't come. So of course, it's essentially the yes man stuff. But if he's saying, okay, I agree with what you guys say, tell me the script, I'll do it. That's why he's come back at the press conference, very combative. Oh, yes, the squad size, they're training separately. These guys are definitely for sale, not on the side. And you look at the group of players, the high earners. The Ben Chilwell was 220k a week for a year deal, which they gave him last year. So why would you do that with these intentions? That's their own mess up. If you look at it clearly, Sterling they say it's 300k. I'm not an accountant. I ain't got a turtleneck on today, so I can't tell you the answers. But literally, we need a new striker. I'm positive. I do see some good stuff. Felix coming in is going to be the Mudkryk replacement anyway. Madueke, I saved this one for last. Noni. So I've been saying he's had a very good preseason. 4 goals, 4 assists. He didn't play, didn't make the team sheet. For the Man City squad, that was very shocking. He had links to Newcastle a lot. They was getting briefed, and usually when our players get briefed, we immediately shut it down with the Matt Law or the one of the Chelsea judges will just post something, and we know, okay, that's shut down. We haven't seen that, so I'm looking at that. I'm thinking, okay, could he be on the way out too? We got Felix coming in. We might get a striker. What's that gonna mean, etc. And come off the bench. Immediately, he's creating chances, beating players, 1-2 combining play. I'm looking at it. He had a half chance. Shortly afterwards, scores a goal, weaker foot, bang. Now, what was very interesting, celebration, by the way, cold. Can't lie, cold. You get me? He looked at the manager. This gave me Balotelli vibes. You know, no one back in the day, like, he's looked at him, he said, you didn't pick me after scoring. And he with the weaker foot. He said, you didn't pick me? Enzo's even come as the captain now. He's come in, he's like, no, he didn't pick me. So I can't lie, that was cold. That gave me something to smile about, man. So I like these type of things brewing in the dressing room. Like, I want people to be pressured to succeed. You've come in.
That's some chemistry, some natural chemistry.
Exactly. This is what I'm trying to build. So if that's the environment, like, for example, the Sterling situation now, what does this mean? Because he's watched the Mudkryk performances. Mudkryk now going to be getting briefed for sale now in the next week. Sterling comes back in and he scores 2 goals or something against Wolves and says, what? You thought he was going to get rid of me? What environment is this? If I'm liking this, if the guys are ready to prove themselves and guys get shifted around, because I've always felt like with the Sterling situation, he wasn't better than Mudkryk anyway, if we're being honest. But then again, I look at the competition, because you always have to take this with. Look at the competition, 2-0, I'm happy, we got a win. We got an open play goal. I was worried about it. It is what it is. We've got Wolves now. If I see these type of performances like this consistently, I'm giving them the first 10 games, because I remember under Sarri, which you guys hated so much, and all of this, he was very toxic. He got booed for bringing this first attacking style of football. His first 10 games, he was unbeaten. He was top of the league. We lost last minute to Jordan Henderson, miracle from God, like a lightning saber just hit us, and that was our 10-game unbeaten. So I'm looking at it now. I'm saying, cool. Let's see his first 10 games. He lost to Man City, fair enough. The excuse was the champions. I wasn't really happy with that excuse, because we went toe-to-toe with them many times last season. This is the most informed team, the 3rd most informed team of 2024 that he's inherited. And he's got weeded out and, like they say, improved the players he wanted to get rid of. I expected better. They said he was a better manager. He's all of this stuff. So I expected it from the bounce. Let's see the first 10 games and I'll see from there.
David, what did you make of tonight's performance overall by Chelsea? An improvement from Sunday?
Not really. In terms of, I think the opponent is a big differential for whether you think it's going to be improvement or not. The team's just not very good. So no matter how well you play, it's like you can play well against these lot, but can you replicate it against Man City? Because I don't think you end up with the same thing. In my opinion, I'm not looking at these matches thinking, "Oh, who's playing?" Everyone has to be performing at the absolute highest level, because they should just be able to beat these lot regardless of whatever level they're playing at. So I'm looking at people who played well and hoping that they carry that on. So Jorgensen, again, for me, I thought that was a big positive. Jorgensen looks like he's probably better than Sanchez. Is he elite? I don't know, but. Again, for me, Sanchez is a massive problem, so I'd rather get Sanchez out of goal. Vega looks very tidy at left back. And obviously Noni as well. Noni, I don't know. He should play more minutes, because I feel like this is a system that would really suit him, because the whole point of Maresca's system is get wingers in one-on-one like situations, and he's very good in one-on-one situations. But again, it's the start of the season, new manager, new situation. I'm expecting ups and downs. So it doesn't shock me we didn't play our absolute 100% tonight.
No.
But hopefully it can bounce back. Against Wolves, they know it's a much more competitive game. So hopefully the level too.
Yeah, I mean, that could definitely be a part of it. It's almost that thought we're going to win this easily. You've seen boxers do it. You see UFC, not so much in the UFC actually, but you see boxers do it. they kind of go into some fights and look kind of average because they know the person they're in against. They only have to turn it on for a minute of a fight and they can get them out of there. Winter Surfer, one thing a lot of our Chelsea fans watching have said in the early part of tonight's show, and I alluded to this as well, maybe conceded too many opportunities tonight, sloppy in possession, and maybe a better team could have punished Chelsea tonight. But do you think that's due to your system, or is that because you just maybe weren't taking the opponents as seriously as you should have done?
This game reminded me of a third round League Cup tie when you get like a second division team at home and you make a lot of changes. And even with the changes, you still arrogantly go, yeah, we'll still buck them 4-0, 4 or 5-0 or something like that. And you're right. It had that even. I say atmosphere at the ground. It wasn't, but you know what I mean. Even I think the ground thought like we would buck them 4-0 or something.
It was
like
only
that.
the Servette. It was only the Servette fans that were making the atmosphere.
The Servette fans are great. You're right. There was too many chances, but it just had that familiar thought about it. Like that was the feeling going around that would eventually we get the deal done essentially. So it had that. We are seeing I think was that the Sassy's first minutes this season? It was right.
Should be his fucking last as well. That guy, honestly.
Yeah. It was.
Sorry, but he really is shit.
No.
You're
not gonna get. But I just thought it was a disjointed performance overall. Little quality here and there, but too many chances given up like that. But we got the job done. So, like I said, I do agree. I think I don't rate Noni that highly, but I think he should be getting more minutes or something like that. I thought Dewsbury Hall did well in the first half. Mark Gee should have scored. I'm sorry, I don't care what anyone says. Yeah. He should have scored that one.
I felt sorry for him. I'm not going in. I saw it.
You could see he had his. Yeah. But we're through. I would have liked another one because then it's like 3-0. It is dead. I think it's dead anyway. But at 3-0, it probably dead. But it was just one of those. I mean, it actually was a mixture of like pre-season and a third round tie in the League Cup sort of thing.
I hear
around it. Let's see what I want to see what he does at the weekend. Who he brings in. Like I say, I thought Vega did well, but he's going to make. Can I just say, Badashile? I don't think played very well tonight.
By the way, when I said disaster, I meant Badiashile. Sorry, my mistake. My mistake.
Yeah.
Badiashile was about giving the ball away.
Yeah, kept giving the ball away and retrieving it like it was like.
He's worse than David. Himself. He's worse than David at football, and I played with David. Like it's. Now, in fairness, David's awful in like keepy uppies and heads and volleys in real football matches. He's pretty good, to be fair. He's pretty good. Steve, obviously, I know you probably know who Servette are. You probably watched them play before. You anorak you. But thanks for the link, by the way, for watching the show. Watching the game. What did you make of it tonight, mate?
Nah, I thought that I thought man of the match for Chelsea was Jorgensen, especially towards that last 10 minutes-ish of the game. Made some good saves. I thought Servette were more cohesive. I thought they did a really good job, honestly, of limiting very obvious chances from Chelsea. Because it wasn't like one of those games where it was like Chelsea are just drilling shots. They're hitting the post. The last-minute blocks. Goalkeepers making miracle saves. Like maybe for 5 minutes here and there, Chelsea were really putting their foot on the gas. But other than that, it was pretty calm from Servette. It's kind of what I'm used to seeing from them in Europe. They're defensively a very good side, but there's a reason why they got the draw against Braga in the previous round of qualifiers in the Europa League. They got a 0-0 draw, but then lost to them in the away leg, and they didn't score. So there's a reason why. So Servette, they're a decent team defensively in Europe, but they should have had about 2 goals at least tonight. That's being conservative, but of course they didn't take them because they don't really have those high quality forwards. So, but overall with Chelsea, I think Jorgensen has to be the starter from here on out. Because I was talking with Prime, we did a watch along together this game, and he was telling me if Sanchez is in goal in this game, he thinks they would have lost it or drew. I think there is a really big difference between Jorgensen right now in his form compared to Sanchez. because some of those shots, Sanchez just makes some really, really silly mistakes. So, yeah, I thought not the best from Chelsea at all. I thought it was lacking a lot of intensity. Servette brought the intensity at certain points. I thought they played it kind of methodically, chose when to press, chose when to counter, but they were mostly fine just sitting back and defending. But yeah, I think the intensity levels, Chelsea, if you when you go to Molineux on Sunday, you can't play like that. You can't play like that. You can't give Wolves 20 shots.
Well, I think
they'll
that's
score
where
at least one of them.
No, I agree, and I think that's where you're not going to get all the answers to Chelsea's conundrum after a couple of games, same as Man United's. I thought Chelsea were poor in large areas, but very, very happy to concede. It's due to who they were playing and the mindset and the changes. If you concede that amount of counter-attack opportunities, ball possession in your own half to a team like Wolves, they will fuck you up. Like I think most Premier League teams would fuck you in those circumstances. No,
if you get those to Wissa and Mbomo, even Brentford, you get those.
This guy doesn't fix. If Chelsea board don't wake up and sign an experienced center back to help this amateur coach fix the defensive structure, he's gonna get sacked. People have to wake up now and see it. Enzo Maresca is an offensive coach. Wait, David. Enzo Maresca is an offensive coach. He's a Pep disciple, as Sam says. He likes position-based football. He likes to create chances. He doesn't worry about the defense, or he doesn't know how to worry about the defense. You need an experienced center back to sort out this defense, to help this coach. And for the people that played sports before, sometimes an experienced player can help the coaching staff, can help them deliver a message, can help them get the system right. Listen, you cannot allow Servette 22 shots. You cannot have Servette have more chances than you like this in a game like this. If this guy doesn't fix the defense, you're going to have another season where you create chances. You might get a striker that scored 20 plus goals, but you're still going to you're still going to concede a lot of chances from the preseason, and it keeps going. And every single Chelsea fan keeps saying it is going to get better. I'm waiting for it to get better. When is it going to get better? 10 games in, 15 games in? I don't think that's enough, because your target, you spent a lot of money. You got superstars now, or you got so-called superstars. You need to be high on the table. You cannot be going into the season and this guy is not fixing the defense. That is a big problem. That is a massive, and I don't care who plays in front of the defense. The Enzo, Lavia, Caicedo, Jusbrihol. That is not the problem. You allow too many opportunities to the opposition, and your defensive structure is not good. It's not going to work. I have seen Chelsea fans and I've heard Chelsea fans say, we're going to outscore the opposition every game. It is not going to happen. It is not going to happen. You're going to lose games 1-0, 2-0, and you're going to create 5 chances. He needs to fix up the defense. You guys said we got a coach, right? The board or whoever is responsible at this club need to tell this guy it is not about the offensive only. You cannot just go to every game. Oh, I'm going to do this. We're going to play the system. Defense is part of the game. Mourinho said that. Everybody says that. Maybe he doesn't know this. Maybe he was working under Pep, and all he heard is that let's pass the ball around and create chances. People need to wake up. They need to sign an experienced center back. These amateur guys at the back are going to cost you probably top 4. People need to wake up. Oh, we have a lot of center backs. Oh, we have a lot of them. They have potential. Potential is not enough. We have seen it. Potential is not enough.
Mo, a few people in the comments are saying Hummels on a free. Was that something Chelsea should do?
I have no idea, bro. I am not the scout that gets paid millions.
I'm just asking. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
They need to sign someone there to fix this defense. It looks like a mess. It looks like a mess. You're allowing too many 22 shots.
Mo, while I agree with what you're saying, one, it's not going to happen. I'll tell you that for free. We don't do that.
Why? Why?
Because that's the strategy. The strategy is we sign.
No, you got Tosin, 26 years old. David, you're wrong. You got Tosin, 26 years old.
I don't.
You got Jusbrihol, 26 years old. You're wrong.
I think the strategy is that way for the initial core of the squad, but I don't think for the individual.
I just don't think we're going to do it now. That's my point. We're not going to do it this window. We are not signing a brand new, experienced 28-year-old world-class centre back. That's not happening. It ain't right.
I don't know
The board want to see how it develops first, and then I think at the end, when they're finished with phase whatever they want to call it, that's when I think they may change. But from what I can see of what we're currently doing, I think it's going to be we sign young, the players grow, and we keep signing young because the players that have grown from step one are now the experience. That's what I think is going to happen. That's from what I can see.
It's a problem, right? You agree it's a problem, right? You agree it's a problem.
I can't see. Oh no, I agree it's a problem. But again, I think part of the problem is okay. But I think part of the problem is it's the second competitive game that Maresca's played. So again, this is in theory the second worst understanding these players will have of the system. And remember, these are backups, so they're not even the ones taking the first team reps anyway. This is for me. Even though the performance wasn't great, this is not the game where you sit there and rip everything up and go like, "Oh my god, we've got to do this, we've got to do that." If it's not in the plan, this is
David.
I have said that from pre-season, people. David, I've sat with straight facts. I've sat on match reactions.
No,
in pre-season.
No. But you don't, Mo. Anyone who's watched the Terrace for more than a year will tell you the thing I hate the most in football is young players because they are naturally inconsistent. It don't work. You're gonna build your team on young players. It doesn't work. I know that, but this is what the situation I'm in. I don't have an option. I'm not on the board. I don't decide who I sign. So I've now got to look at things differently. That's my only point with it. That's just from my perspective. But I'd agree with you. More experience is needed. 100%.
So
Ciaran,
what would you guys say? Oh, sorry.
I'm going to go to Ciaran, then I'll come back to you, CB. Sorry, Ciaran, what did you make of tonight, mate?
I don't know. Poor. Really, what wasn't good. Going back to the centre back thing, I don't think Levi Colwill and Wesley Fofana was that bad against Man City on Sunday. I thought they were actually quite okay. A centre back is definitely needed. A striker is definitely needed. I could go through the team and tell you which players is not good enough. It's just going to take too long because it's too many. But tonight, the first half, in the first 25 minutes, I was literally falling asleep. It was no intense. There was no personality. There was no one showing a bit of character and leadership. But I do think I just don't know what to think. We're sitting here talking about Chelsea against Servette. What have times come to? It's sad. It's actually sad to look at your club like this. Now I know there's a lot of youth there. There's a lot of rawness. You could see that when Mark Gear ran through one goal and missed it from about 3 yards. That is the rawness that we are dealing with, and we're gonna probably have to deal with it for the next year or 2 years. But it's hard to look at. It's frustrating to look at. Do I blame Maresca? No, because it's only 2 games in, competitive 2 games in. You have to show the man a bit of character. You have to give him a chance to get his impact on the team, which I think he will. But does he have the players to? I don't know. So as I said, it's really, really frustrating. It's quite sad to see. Not from the outside, from other fans, but it's for Chelsea fans. It's quite difficult to look at. But
I hear you on that, and I think, as you say, it is his first couple of games. And I remember listening to Don speak at the end of last season. Why am I forgetting the Crystal Palace's manager's name?
Oliver
Glasner. Saying, look how quickly he turned them into a really good football inside. You can't always judge things by how quick progression kicks in. You sometimes get a great first 2 or 3 months and then it falls off. You could look at Tottenham in that same way. Look at Tottenham's first 10, 11 games last season. They've only kept 4 clean sheets in the last 33 games.
That's horrible. Yeah.
I think I might be lagging out there. Sorry. There's a bit of a storm where I am. Sorry. So it's one of those things where I don't think you can't always judge progression based on what other teams have done. Sometimes you start slow and get better. Other times you burst out the traps, then you regress and you have to move forward again. I think that's really, really key. Comment here says, tough win. Don't really look ready. Please, Chelsea fans, we need to be patient. We can grow into the season, keep calm and keep the blue flag flying high. I do agree. I think throwing baby out with the bathwater and talking about sacking managers this early is crazy talk. Possession ball doesn't work without high pressing. I guess they were being conservative with Sunday in mind, but it's very, very risky. Joshua Jack says at least Chelsea have the award for miss of the season. That could be true, to be fair. That Chelsea defense is going to... Sorry, what was that, mate?
We win that every year.
Yeah. In fairness, at least it's already Garnacho's have been overtaken, which I'm happy about. So that makes me feel better. That Chelsea defense is going to leak the whole season. Too many attackers, no defense. Chelsea fans are going to suffer this season because of that defense. CB, you were going to say something when we were talking earlier. What was on your mind, mate?
I was going to say, from what we've seen from this, from the players that we're not really sure on, like just on the score as well, what do you think are our most pressing matters? For me personally, I was skeptical of the goalkeeper. Jorgensen, he looked tidy, but I remember when Petrovic first came into the side, he was good for 3 weeks and then he fell off a cliff. So I'm not sure yet. I look at Disasi. I think Disasi as a centre back, especially if we're doing the back three thing, I think he's actually very well suited for that role. Yeah. The right back position, however, I don't know. And everyone, when I was saying this last season, everyone was like, wait for James to come back. He's got the surgery. He'll be fine. And then I know he's got the suspension. I don't know with these ITKs and the news and the briefings that we hear. I don't know what's real and what's fake. I'll be honest with you. They said he had a hamstring. I don't know. He said he's back on the cross. I'm tired of him saying every post on Instagram every 2 months, happy to be back on the pitch again. What do you mean? Just be happy. Well, I want to say I'm happy to make 250 straight appearances for my club and lift the trophy. You know what I'm saying? As captain. That's what I'm trying to see. So there, on that point, I look at the midfield. I like the fact that Vega's a midfielder. In terms of Dewsbury Hall, I would have rather Ugochukwu over Dewsbury Hall. From what I'm seeing from him, off ball, he loses the ball a lot. He's not really doing much that Gallagher couldn't do for us anyway. I'm looking at that and I'm saying, okay, off defensively, what's there to improve on? But I did see tidiness in the first half. I do get it, but as a player, as a footballer, I don't see it. I'll be honest. Mudkryk and Sterling. What'd you say,
just a quick one. Are you a I'm gonna have to say his name. Are you a Gallagher fan? Just out of interest.
Yeah, I enjoy the play. I'm very fond of him. Yeah.
Okay. It's just interesting, but yeah, okay.
I'm a fan of most of the players that play for my team. You know, I'll be honest with you. Yeah.
He'll do well. To be fair, Galadog will be fine at Atletico Madrid. He'll be fine there.
I'm sure he'll be great. I'm just happy I got money, but that's me personally.
In fairness, he got a nice intro, to be honest. I didn't think they'd go that out for him.
No, that was
I saw a really funny. I saw a really funny tweet that said, "What did they do for Julian Alvarez? Did he arrive on a spaceship or something?" And I was like, in terms of the quality of the player, that's actually quite funny. I like that. This year says Terry, this fan base is the worst to do this project in. It's week 1, and Chelsea's Discord wants to send Moresco to Jupiter for anyone. But it is and it isn't. This happens with every fan base that's gone through large amount of years of unsuccess. And Chelsea, look, you'll get fans like Ches and Don that will hate me for saying this. Yes, you won a Champions League 4 or 5 years ago, but you haven't. It's been nearly you're getting towards a decade without challenging for a Premier League title. And you've been in the mud. Whenever there's a fan base that's in the mud and isn't competing properly for a long period of time, you get this polarization that doesn't go away with the manager being sacked. So when Ollie was sacked as the Man United manager, I tweeted and got pelted for it. I said, the Ollie in, Ollie out era hasn't gone. It's just going to transcend itself onto the next manager and the next. And it doesn't go away. And the Arsenal fan base is they're still infighting, but it's cleared up a lot more because they've become a team that plays nice football and are competitive again. If they win the league this year, or if they'd have won it last year, it would go away even more. I remember when the YouTube space really blew up, and Liverpool fans were like, we would never behave online how Arsenal and Man United fans behave because we're just not like that. And all I remember saying to them at the time was, you will if things start going wrong. It's just that the YouTube world blew up when you were in your pomp, and there was not much to moan about. There wasn't the infighting. No one cared about that sort of thing. As soon as things started going a little bit wrong, you started getting your infighting. All fan bases are the same. I don't think it's Chelsea. I don't think it's Arsenal. I don't think it's Manchester United. I think it's human nature as a general rule, my friend. This here says, Terry, what happened to your boy Matt from an Arsenal fan, Matt? Nothing happened to him at all. I just want to say on that, I don't care what channel Matt goes on. I don't control him. It doesn't work for me. Secondly, never ever would I tell any other YouTuber how to title their videos or what to do. All I was requesting is that the video appeared to show that Matt was a representative of the Football Terrace, and he isn't, because he doesn't work for me and he isn't paid by me. Matt doesn't come on the Football Terrace anymore because the man has said some outrageous things on social media, which I think are ridiculous for a grown man to say. And I've stopped him coming on here, and I don't want him appearing on anybody's channel, appearing as a representative of the company that I own. You know, the same as, you know, I wouldn't go, imagine me going on the business and I'm representing the company. I phoned into TalkSport 2 years ago. You know what? I'm a representative of TalkSport. It's crazy. So that's all it really was. But yeah, I didn't tell Matt he couldn't go on the show. I don't control anybody in that way. So yeah, big up to that. And yeah, big up to everybody involved. And I hope the show went well. A few people asking if I got a problem with Lee Gunner. No, none. I don't do the whole beef thing. It's not my way. It's not my way to progress things. So that's all it was. I will stand by what
you're too busy buying your kids iPads.
Yeah. Look, my view on it has always been very, very simple. It's a case of I don't really care what anybody else does or talks about to a certain degree. But I saw the title and I'm like, yo, Matt's not from the Football Terrace. He's been on the Football Terrace, but he's not from the Football Terrace. And that for me is I just asked to him not to come on as a representative of my business and my organization, especially with the mad shit that young man's been saying online. I don't want that associated to me because I don't endorse the message, and there we go. And I think I'm well within my rights to request that, in my humble opinion. Lee, he didn't even come on Lee's show, but that's his prerogative. I'll go and ask Matt for the DMs that he sent to Lee. I'll show you my message I sent to Matt. At no point did Matt say that he wasn't allowed on the show, and nor did I say, please don't go on. So we can prove that to you. And Steve, you've seen the DMs. I put them into the members group chat. Like, you know. So yeah, that's to do with Matt. That's Matt's choice. There's nothing to do with me. So that's all done now. Yeah. And as I say, no beef with anybody whatsoever. Big up to all the channels. Support all of the YouTube community. Lee, the United stand, me. Because actually, the more we stick together, the more we grow. The more we infight and kick off at each other, the easier it is for the conglomerates to overtake us. So as I've said for about 4 years straight on my fan channel review show, support YouTube channels as best you can. Don's here with us now. What are you saying, Don?
First of all, yeah, you lot need to stop grouping me with Ches. You know what I'm trying to say? That's the first thing. Because me and Ches, yeah, doing this, bro.
This is the comment of the day.
I'm tired of it. I'm a
man saw the guy in
the first thing. How can I be listening?
The man kicked the guy out of the bus.
I could just hear Terry saying, "Oh, Don and Ches won't like to hear you say that Chelsea haven't competed since 2017." Bro, I'm one of the fans that tell CB and that we ain't competed for that long because they thought Daddy was perfect. Well, Daddy's gone. You know what I'm trying to say? And Daddy ain't coming back, CB. You feel me? But on today, bro, yeah. I just had to put it out there, bro, because you don't like to, and you done what do you call it, David? You like to group me with Ches, bro. Ches, me and Ches agree on things, and we disagree on things as well.
But I'm gonna back at you a little bit here. The reason why we do it is because for about 2 months solid, whichever one of you is in the group chat, as soon as somebody said anything to you that you took as disrespectful towards Chelsea, within split seconds, the other one arrived. It was literally within split seconds, and it was like, bro, we gotta go. We move in twos. We come in twos.
The guy mentions me.
Siamese twins, bruv.
You at me. I'll go in there. I laugh in the group chat. I exit it, bro. I let him and KJ go back and forth. Him and KJ are like Tom and Jerry, bro, honestly. But on today's performance, yeah, bro, listen, I wasn't impressed with that first half, especially. I think overall it was a mediocre performance, yeah. I thought I was seeing a few patterns here and there, but again, we wasn't really creating anything. Neto was trying to be direct on that side, but again, he didn't really do much. Nkuku on the ball didn't really do much. Mudkryk was grenade football. You know what I'm trying to say? Apart from the defense, no one else was doing anything.
Who was grenade football?
Mudkryk.
Mudkryk.
Interesting.
Mudkryk was grade 8 football.
He
Yeah.
had the name
You
shifted.
see,
I thought he's better than Martinelli, TB. Yeah.
No,
you need to listen to me more because you think I don't criticize these guys. I am never scared to criticize what I'm watching, bro. I
You
only
don't
talk
even
about
realize what you do. You just
Yeah?
shift it. You just shift it onto the next person. There's a new excuse now. Maresca has no blame because grenade football's coming from Mudkryk. I thought it was Sterling last season with Poch.
Are you gonna let me finish? Are you gonna let me finish? Are you gonna let me finish? I'm going through what I analysed in the first half. You're here telling me about Maresca. Calm down, because I saw your tweets. You said you liked what you saw today. You took more positives than negatives from today's performance. You know what I'm saying?
I just didn't want to tweet the negative straight away. I like to.
This guy is shameless. But as I was saying, bro, yeah, like Serviettes, whatever you want to call them, yeah, these guys. They were keeping the ball for a lot of the time, but I didn't feel threatened by them. You know, I went and checked the stats here. There was 0 big chances that they created. Most of everything that they were putting into the box was getting dealt with, and Jorgensen was collecting most of their shots, if you want to call it.
Made some good saves, Jorgensen, though. He did make some good
Jorgensen needs to start, bro. He needs to start against Wolves. He definitely needs to start against Wolves. You know?
Do you think he will?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Maresca's ruthless, so let's see. Let's see what happens. You know what I'm trying to say? But it was good that the first thing that we did in the second half, we came out of a little bit more intensity. It was a good ball from Dewsbury Hall to get in Cuckoo the penalty. Good finish as well. Gil, listen, we know how this guy presses off the ball, but I don't know what he was doing with that finish, bro. Put your foot through the ball, yeah? And this is why we need to wrap up Osimhen in the next week, because I can't be dealing with this for another season, bro. I can't. I don't want to be putting too much pressure on a guy who's 18. I don't mind him being in the squad, but I don't want to be putting too much pressure on him to be the guy leading the line. That's why we need to go bring in a little bit more experience up there. You know?
So all them White Scout videos you were watching and talking, you were telling me about watching all these White Scout clips from the Barcelona B team. Did you foresee these type of
bro, listen, you can have your moment today. You can have your moment today. You can have your moment today with you. But I'll have my moment and then I will come back and I will at you. You know what I'm trying to say? I will come back.
Can I ask you a question, Don? Can I ask you a question, Don? Have you what are you basing your 3 strikes on with this manager? Because you had 3 strikes for Poch. What are your 3 strikes and when will they start for this manager until you want him out? Because you've got to keep the same energy, surely.
Of course, bro. If I'm not seeing the team improving and I'm constantly seeing him playing people out of position, as in when I say playing people out of position, I mean numerous people. That's where people get it wrong. With Poch, he would play this guy out of position, that guy out of position, that guy out of position, which didn't help. You know what I'm trying to say? If you play maybe one person, the team won't feel it as much. But in the second half, I didn't really like the in-game management, bro. I've spoken to you before, Terry, about playing Cole Palmer as a 9. I don't like him up there. He doesn't get involved in the game. It's similar to Nkuku. And what happens every single time we play them 2 up top, the opposition's defense, they just push up because they know you're not going to create chaos off the ball. Yeah. They know that.
And you're not able to run in behind with Palmer.
You're not able to run in behind. I was seeing Palmer and
we just record this? So, Don, can we record this? We played Enzo in the 10. Can we record this? Palmer in false 9.
No. Let's
oh my God, we need to.
No. Hold on, people. Man. Let's stop this. Question. You know, I'm just looking for a got you moment. I'm a fair guy, bro. If I don't like something, I will speak up. So don't try.
What you think, bro.
Don't try to point out every thing I'm saying. I didn't like. Hold on, Mo. I did not like the in-game management in the second half because I felt like it killed the momentum. It was a very good pass from Enzo to Mudkryk. Again, another person who loves to get bullied by this fan base. You know what I'm saying? And it was on his weaker foot as well. That's what I need to be seeing Mudkryk doing more of. Because Mudkryk likes to stay touchline. But, bro, angle your run. Yeah, make that late run and run in between the centre backs, bro. That's what I need to be seeing.
I know you want to see more. I'm going to be honest about Mudkryk. I don't think he's going to get much better whatsoever. Something that shocked me when I read it 2 weeks ago is the man is about the same age as Sat. Like, he's old. He's like 24. Well, turned 24 this season. He's not. I know that he hasn't had a lot of game experience. I understand it. But at the same time, he's still turning 24. This is not a 19-year-old kid who can... I think what you're seeing now... And you got to remember, he's only been at the club 6 months longer than Sterling. Like, he's been at the club a while now. So anyone that hasn't got the same energy for Sterling, bad system, bad coaching, problems have created the issue. Like, Mudkryk ain't getting much better to me. And I was listening. I've
already said, Terry, yeah. I've already said, for me,
Maresca was slamming him. I was listening to some journalists were tweeting that were there at the game that were right by the dugout. And they were basically saying that Maresca was if he had hair, would be pulling it out over this
No,
man, and he ain't going to get many more chances, in my opinion.
Exactly, Terry. That's what I'm saying. It's make or break here for Mudkryk because Maresca likes wingers with his attributes, and if we don't see much improvement from him, bro, if he gets moved on, it is where it is. No. Can we go again? This is my point. No, this is my point. Everyone's crashing on my point.
Hold on. I'm gonna ask Don a straight question. I'm gonna be straight here with you, Don. I'm gonna stop sitting on the fence. Do you think Mudkryk is gonna improve? Straight on.
Bro, we shall see this season, bro. We shall see this season.
I've already
That's not an answer.
We will see. Yeah, we will see.
Brother, I love you.
I have given you my answer. I've told you already. I know Maresca likes touchline wingers. That's what Mudkryk is, which is why it's make or break there for him, bro. That's why it's make or break there for him,
make or break, cool. But the question was, do you personally think he will make it?
I don't know if he's going to improve this season. I don't know.
Give an opinion. I want an opinion. Give an opinion. Give a prediction. Can you give us a prediction? Can you give us a prediction? Can you give us a prediction? Give us a prediction.
I'm not trying to catch you out. We are not.
Don, is it looking more likely or less likely? Which is
as it is, you can argue that, as it is right now. You can argue that it's looking less likely. You can argue that.
Okay. All right.
You're getting somewhere. But then again, I don't know how much. I don't know. Wait, David. There's so many factors in this, bro. I don't know how many starts he could get. I don't know how much game time he can get. I don't know if he's gonna play Felix over him. I don't know if he's gonna play this guy over him. I don't know, bro. But all I'm saying is, by the end of the season, I will give you my opinion on the guy and whether he deserves more time.
Did you think Raheem Sterling was gonna improve under Enzo Maresca?
I mean, he was already regressing, bro. He was already regressing. He's what, nearly 30, and he just looks like a 17-year-old, bro.
Mudkryk is 24.
So what does that make Mudkryk?
Mudkryk looks like a 7-year-old. What are you talking about?
You know, bro.
I'm saying he's not even 29 years old.
Wait, hold on. Why are you not trying to bash me? Why are you not? Hold on. Why are you not?
I am not.
We are not. It's make or break here, and we'll see how he gets on this year.
I am not trying to.
He's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. That's the problem. No. What you don't like to do? You like to run away. Mo. Chelsea fans like to run away from the.
Hold on.
Wait, let me finish what I'm saying. Let me finish what I'm saying, because you cut me in. You cut me off. Yeah. Chelsea fans like to run away from the fact that Mudkryk is our problem. Yeah, he is our problem. If you've got a kid who's naughty in school, what are you gonna do? You're gonna disown him. You're gonna disown him, bruv. You're gonna try to.
Yes, I'll disown this kid. Yeah, I'll disown this kid.
Guys, one at a time, guys. One at a time.
Before you try to interrupt, yeah, Mudkryk is not going anywhere right now. Therefore, he needs to improve this season. Otherwise, he can go. Simple as that.
So, Don. Everything you've said is. I'm not going to ask you the question again. You haven't answered the question, but you've given an answer.
I've answered the question. I don't know.
You haven't. You haven't.
He does this all the time. He's a spin master.
That's not what our prediction is. Like, the difference is this. Like, I get your point that you don't know what's going to happen, therefore you can't predict whether he's going to progress. But if you truly believed in him and you felt that he was going to achieve his levels, then he would perform with the opportunity he gets. Therefore, he would get the game time. So if you truly believed in him, I think you could, because you believe Palmer's going to deliver what he did last year, right?
Of course. I've seen enough.
Madweke the same. Madweke, you believe in Madweke's ability?
I haven't seen enough consistency from Mudkryk to start saying, yeah, I think it's going to improve. Yeah. But at the same time, I've seen some good bits from Mudkryk as well. So we'll see, bro.
I get that.
Let's face it, right? Let's face it.
That's my boy. I love
it. If this guy didn't have pace, no one would be talking about it. Like, his greatest attribute is pace. He doesn't do any. The only notable thing he done well was to shave his hair off this summer. That's the only notable thing. Well, he is rubbish. He can't do anything properly. Touchline winger. Are you joking? He can't touch. I
know the space.
Everyone just wants to crash on my Don's.
But it's not about crushing on anybody. I know the space that
I wouldn't admit that, David. Too loudly if I were you.
Don doesn't want to say I think he's not going to make it in case he does, because then he's sold his stock.
That's what
he wants to keep his stock.
Really.
I know.
No, Jerry. It's game week 2. Hold on. Calm down, people. Let's just calm down now. is game week 2 with a new manager who I believe will suit Mudkryk best. That's why I'm being even harsher on him this season, bro. Because I believe he's got a manager that likes his sort of attributes. That's the reason why. It's game week 2, bro. You know, talking like 5 months into the season.
Do you know what?
That's why we group you and Ches together, because you, man, when it comes to Chelsea, won't give a prediction on anything.
No, I've just got more patience than others. That's all it is.
You've got patience. You've got patience. I ain't hearing that. Not for a second am I hearing that.
What do you mean I haven't got patience? I haven't got patience.
Now you're patient.
I gave free strikes. I gave free strikes. What are we talking about?
No.
Give this guy free strikes.
Don, last year, you said Poch is your boy. That was the guy you wanted. And you gave up the free
No. See, look, this is what you're not gonna do. Because too many people try to slander my name. I'm tired of it, bro. Yeah? You might try to say Poch is my boy. How dare you try to say Poch is my boy? What the fuck has done? I said he's the best option out of the guys, but I said he's got 3 strikes, bro. And the only reason I gave him 3 strikes is because he had a lot of injuries. Yeah. When I gave him before I gave him my 3rd strikes, I had guys like LB saying, "Yo, Don, how can you still not be saying Poch out?" I said, "Bro, I'm gonna give this guy one more chance to rectify a mistake." And then when we lost against Wolves, that's when my 3rd strike came, bro.
Can I ask you a question? Because so far you haven't got the same injuries as last year, touching wood. Does that mean you give Maresca less time because he hasn't got the same injuries as Poch?
Well, if I'm not seeing much improvement from Maresca, of course, bro, I'll be harsher.
Andrew here says, I'm a blue till I die, but relax on the Servette business. That's my hometown team still. Oh, really? Quality, mate. Honestly, it was a dream matchup seeing
Genève.
I can read that. My dyslexia and vodka brain kicked in then. Chelsea never thought. Do you know what? It's crazy. Like, I've always, growing up in the East End of London, it's never happened. I when I lived there, it don't matter if it happens now. I always wanted Leyton Orient to get drawn against Man United in the FA Cup, but those pricks never got to the 3rd round. And one of the first times they did, they got bloody Arsenal. They drew them 1-1 at Brisbane Road. And I went to that game. It was crazy. I couldn't, but that was an Arsenal crap as well. They drew 1-1 with Orient. Look, I want to thank everybody that's tuned in tonight. You know how much we appreciate it here at the Football Terrace. Big up, boys. Thank you all very much. I was only going to do 15 minutes. Ended up doing 52.
Terry, I just got my little review on my channel as well. I was embarrassed, bro. I was embarrassed.
No, I hear you. I want to thank everyone who's tuned in, everyone who's hit the like button, to all the super chatters. Thank you. We're back tomorrow with more content, including Straight Facts in the afternoon with Staffy and Lawless. That's how I do it with on Fridays. Just try and remember who I do it with on Fridays. Until next time, take care. Goodbye. God bless. And we'll see you all again very, very soon.